So, picture this. Deep in the Kamyaka forest, the exiled Pandava brothers are living a simple, almost spiritual life. But underneath all that serenity, a fierce debate is raging, and a whole kingdom's fate hangs in the balance.
You see them here, surrounded by sages, but that piece, it's paper thin. They've been stripped of everything they ever knew, and now they face an even bigger battle, a war for their very souls.
And right at the center of this whole conflict is Draupadi. Her sorrow and humiliation have been simmering, and now they've finally boiled over into a burning desire for justice. You can just feel her pain here, can't you? It's this raw, open wound. Every single moment they spend in exile is just another reminder that their enemies are living it up in their stolen kingdom. It's a constant, agonizing thought.
And look, this isn't just about missing their fancy life. The difference between ivory thrones and mats of grass, or fine silks and rough tree bark, it's a symbol of their stolen dignity. It's about her profound humiliation.
So she turns to her husband, Yudhishthira, and she just lays it all out. She's challenging his calm acceptance of their fate. For her, his peace in the face of such a massive injustice isn't a virtue, it's a failure to act.
Now, you might think she's just lashing out, but she's actually making a really sharp point here. She's arguing from a place of principle, from the warrior's code of conduct, the dharma of a kshatriya. A king, she says, has a duty to show righteous anger against sin. Forgiveness in the situation, that's just weakness.
But Yudhishthira, well, he's on a completely different wavelength. He hears her pain, of course, but his response isn't about action, it's about a deep philosophical belief he holds.
And this right here, this is the core of his entire philosophy. While Draupadi sees anger as a tool for justice, Yudhishthira sees it as a poison that clouds your judgment, racks up bad karma, and ultimately leads to nothing but destruction. And he refuses to let it consume him.
So for him, forgiveness isn't weakness. Oh no, it's like a law of the universe. He even brings up the great sage Kashyapa, explaining that forgiveness is the very foundation of scripture, of truth, of everything. He's basically saying, look, forgiveness is virtue. It is sacrifice. It's the highest form of religion and the path to real spiritual bliss, not some temporary worldly victory. In his eyes, that is the ultimate strength.
And this really gets to the why. He's not being virtuous to get something in return, like his kingdom back. Nope. He's doing it out of pure duty, simply to follow the sacred texts and please the Supreme Lord. He says he's not a trader of virtue, looking for a good deal.
Okay, so Draupadi's fiery speech, it lit a fire under someone else. Enter Bhima, the powerhouse warrior. He can't stay quiet any longer. He just erupts into the conversation. And believe me, he's not talking philosophy. He's calling for a fight, right now.
And wow, Bhima does not hold back. His words are just pure thunder. He sees their situation as this massive, unbearable insult. He's saying, we are lions, the kings of the jungle, and some weak little jackal just waltzed in and stole our prize? For him, Yudhishthira's patience is just wrong.
And here is Bhima's big counter-argument to his brother's whole philosophy. He's asking, what's the point of being virtuous if it just leads to disaster and lets the bad guys win? He's arguing that a dharma, a virtue that causes so much suffering, isn't really virtue at all.
And then he delivers the knockout punch, right? He basically accuses Yudhishthira of abandoning his duty as a warrior king, his kshatriya dharma, and acting like a passive priest, a Brahmin. A king's path, Bhima argues, sometimes has to be a little bit crooked and cunning to make sure justice is served. So, after all that, Yudhishthira just listens, calmly. And his answer shows there's more going on than just philosophy. There's a whole other layer to his thinking, cold, hard strategy.
Let's get real for a second. Yudhishthira isn't just being passive, he's being a strategist. Look at the scoreboard. The Kauravas have these legendary commanders, a mountain of gold, and a huge army. And the Pandavas? They've got nothing. Attacking right now wouldn't be brave, it would be suicide.
But you know, even if they had the upper hand, it wouldn't matter to him. He comes back to his one unshakable rule. He gave his word. He made a promise. And for Yudhishthira, truth is the ultimate law. He will not break his vow. Not for a kingdom, not for anything. And so, the debate is...
So, we're at a total impasse, right? The tension is just thick. And then, everything changes.
the great sage Vyasadeva appears, and he offers a path forward that breaks the deadlock. What's brilliant about Vyasadeva is that he doesn't pick a side. He doesn't say Draupadi is right or Yudhishthira is right. He finds a third way, a path that honors Yudhishthira's patience but also prepares them for the righteous battle that Bhima and Draupadi are craving.
And his plan? It's absolute genius. It requires the very patience that Yudhishthira has been talking about, but it directs that patience towards a clear goal, gaining divine power. Arjuna has to go on this epic spiritual quest to get celestial weapons. And this proves it. Yudhishthira's virtue isn't about doing nothing, it's about strategic preparation for a just war. And that's where this ancient story leaves us, with a question that's just as relevant today as it was thousands of years ago. How do we know the difference between wise patience and just being afraid to act? Where is that line between righteous anger and destructive rage? It's a dilemma that every leader, and really every single one of us, has to face.
Hey, thank you so much for watching. Gyan Kosh is a multilingual channel where we share spiritual wisdom in English, Hindi, Marathi, Tamil, and Bengali, and we've got more major languages coming very soon. Our goal is to bring you the timeless treasures of Sanatan Dharma in a way that's simple, clear, and really meaningful.
On our channel, you'll find daily videos on Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharata, Lalita Sahasranama, Devatan Kural, Saints of Maharashtra, Saints of Bengal, and the story of Adi Sankara. And it's all available in multiple languages. If you find our content valuable, please subscribe to John Kosh so you'll get notified about our daily videos. And of course, don't forget to like, share, and spread this divine knowledge with your family, friends, and community. Let's together keep the light of Sanatan Dharma shining bright.